And unless I can get an early copy of Pokemon Tournament.
You hate me.
What? Where'd that come from?
You get an yearly copy?
No, I said if only I got an early copy.
Let's see if I get the game 2 days early in my store.
Yeah, you're the one that's gonna get it early, not me.
I'm laughing my ass off.
I'm looking for trash and switches.
Oh, I hate this arena.
This is so stupid. This is the worst gym ever. Can you get lucky or nah? I'm about to just start checking them all one at a time and hope for the best.
I mean, I could buy the Pokemon trading card game.
I was so upset when I went through this entire thing 3 times and not once did I find the switch.
I hate with the trash can, like you find a switch, it could be right beside you or up or down from you or like at the end of the other side.
Like, hey, why don't you check the one to the right of you? Oh my god, thank you, and it was the left one. It was the one under it. Wow. That sucks. That is garbage. That is actually garbage. No, literally, this is actually just garbage. That's not even what I meant when I was saying it, but it's true. Please be the one here. This is so stupid. I hate this gym with a burning passion.
I believe you're not the only one.
I hate this gym so much. There's no point in this gym. A trash can randomizer. Who thought this was okay? Seriously. Who thought
Pokemon?
this was okay?
Pokemon Company.
I'm not finding anything. I'm about to fight one of these dudes just so I have something else to do. Please be the one to the right of me. I'm fighting you just so I have something to do.
Hey, level grinding is never a bad idea.
I don't need a level grind. I'm good. Everyone dies in 2 hits now. Hey, the paralysis. Nice in first gen.
No, I don't
Soul
want it.
Silver, this is the actual game.
Actually, blah.
Yo.
You got your 3DS capture board from Loopy, right?
My first one, yes.
Okay. Well, your first one.
My second one is Katsukiri.
How does the Katsukiri one work for you?
The exact same.
So you haven't run into any problems with it?
The only problem I ever had was the bottom screen was distorted, but I figured out that you had to change a setting that just wasn't right by default, and now it's fine.
Okay. Because I'm still debating on whether or not I should get a capture board from Katsukiri.
Apparently Katsukiri is like 8 months delayed.
Yeah, from what I've heard. I mean, some people tell me, oh, when they weren't in high demand or whatever, then they would get theirs back within a month or so, which is fine.
I got mine in like a week, but I ordered mine back in like 2014.
I mean, a lot of people are saying that Katsukiri is like really unreliable now, so
I don't know why anyone says that. Like, everyone has problems with things that I don't have a problem with.
Well, yeah, that's what I got concerned.
The screen share died.
Oh, you gotta start it up again.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's why I was getting concerned, because it's like I asked Rakib how his Katsukiri capture devices worked, and he doesn't like them at all. And some other people were telling me, oh, that
I've heard from so many people like, oh no, Katsukitty's unreliable, XSplit is unreliable, this and that.
Yeah, and I saw on Twitter that Nintendo is trying to get a 3DS capture board too, and asking who to recommend. And like Sarge
Nintendo?
and Nintendo.
Oh,
Hank.
yeah. I thought you just straight up said Nintendo. I was like, wait, what?
No, Nintendo. And Sarge and Rit were like saying Katsukitty's trash.
See, I could load mine up right now, and I could show you like Pokemon X on my Japanese one, and then.
Well, no, you don't have to. You don't have to do it now. I'm just.
I don't have to do it now, obviously, but literally their icons are like, well, actually they're not right next to each other. Now you see these two? Like the chat can't see, but you guys see this? Oops. Oh, it has to install, and it's not plugged in.
Yeah, it's like I'd like to buy a capture board from Katsukitty, but it's like from what everyone's been telling me, I don't know if I should.
All right, well, hypothetically, if I had the USB plugged in, this is the Japanese one for Katsukitty, this is the English one for Loopy. They're literally the same thing, but like here, this is it. This is all you have. You have a window in this. The Katsukitty one has like a bunch of file options and like settings, whereas the Loopy one is just you plug in, you capture the screen read, and that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
The only problem with Katsukitty is that the bottom screen is distorted, and you have to change the calibration setting on it from like 2 to 5 or something.
And that fixes it?
That's all you have to do, and it's even on the sheet.
Interesting. I don't know.
Now,
I told myself that if I have to, as a final resort, I will buy a Katsukitty capture board.
Like the thing, like Katsukitty, XSplit, like all these things people have problems with. The thing is, they're not simple. It's not you plug in and it just works. You have to put in code, you have to do stuff, but once it's set up, it's fine. People just don't like needing to do stuff. That's everybody's problem.
Well, no, some people told me that they've actually had technical difficulties, not because they can't set it up, but because like the capture board will like always shut off on them from time to time.
Oh. Well, I've never
like,
had that
or that the USB is garbage.
People saying the door's open.
What? When did I do that?
Wow. I'm sitting here talking up a storm, and I didn't even notice.
That was my problem.
I didn't even saw it because I was playing with it.
I didn't see it.
But like people like blah, the doors open. The doors open. I was like, what?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, Katsukitty is a bit more complicated than normal capture boards, but my Katsukitty messed up and the mini USB was bad. Also, Katsukitty never replies via Skype. And if he does reply on Skype, it takes like a week. Wait, I thought you had to get in touch with Katsukitty through email. I thought that was the best way to do it.
Well, it doesn't matter if they're backed up and they're so busy. Do you think they're going to respond to you immediately? Do you realize how many other people are probably messaging them?
Yeah, you're right. Fair enough.
They're probably much more concerned with selling their product or making sure they've got stuff than responding to a technical issue.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially when they took the time to print out a sheet of all the common technical problems, including the calibration thing on the bottom screen.
I don't know. I'm trying to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to be
I went through all that trouble to catch that Dugtrio. I didn't even use it. I just used Ivysaur and body slammed him to death.
But God, I'm trying to be conservative about this. Is all I'm trying to do. Like, if Katsukitty's boards will work, then yeah, I'll definitely consider getting one. But I don't know if I want to wait up to 8 months at the most, possibly longer than that, for my board to show up.
Elijah, done that trash can puzzle blindfolded, Kappa. Uh-huh.
My issue was the mini USB fell inside the 3DS XL, and I got pissed with fiddling around with it, so I quit streaming altogether. Oh.
Oh yeah, like just like for some reason things not working. Like that was another thing. Like Shady was using an Elgato and like it was like delaying and desyncing with his webcam and everything. But that was his thing. He had to sync up the audio for the game and his his game and his microphone, and then the visual for the game and his webcam.
Mm-hmm. I had the very same problem.
And he did it, but it would always like desync in the middle of the stream randomly, and he'd have to refresh it or sync it up again. And like I was in the chat like Vermilion fam, and he was like, well, that's the thing, I have one in the other room in a drawer because I used it and it just didn't work.
EQHC Gamer, so what is the best recommended capture card and capture board? Are we still talking for the 3DS or just in general?
I mean, in general, you can scroll down on my stream, like on Twitch, scroll down below the player, and there should be a button that says gear. That's all the stuff I use. And as for 3DS capture, it's Loopy or Katsukitty, and
yeah, it's like the problem. If we're still talking 3DS, if we're still talking 3DS capture boards, the best one would be Loopy. Here's the problem: Loopy's kind of off the radar, and he hasn't been back for like months. Almost, I think pushing a year at this point. But Loopy, because when Loopy was doing capture boards, like his stuff worked, and it was really efficient too, and he got it back to you like super quick. But since he's off the radar, you can't order anything from him anymore. But he's been talking about, when I come back, whenever that's gonna be, I'll have like capture boards for 3DS XL, new 3DS XL, all of that. So, but we don't. I've heard rumors recently, for that matter, talking about that Loopy is getting ready to come back, but I don't know exactly when that is still. And I'm just sitting here waiting to see what's going to happen with that before I make my decision on which capture board that I want to get.
And you would have to wait about 8 to 10 months for Katsukitty anyway. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm only gonna resort to Katsukitty if I have no other choice, because as of right now, Katsukitty is the only person that anyone can go to for capture boards. But because the services are so unreliable, people have been really iffy about going to Katsukitty for capture boards. But because she's the only one that does capture boards, people kind of don't have a choice.
I don't think I'm going to be playing Yellow tonight because of how long it's taken just to beat this one game. But if I am, it's right here. And somebody was asking, is the Dazzle a good capture card?
No. Like
Can I
Dazzle.
answer?
Go ahead.
I'm using it now.
Are you serious?
Yes. This is the only way to capture composite.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, that's not entirely true.
Well, if you
I mean,
use, like,
Elgato can capture composite. You just need the chords for it.
you can capture composite with Elgato, really? I thought the Elgato was only HDMI.
No, because I have everything. If you buy it, like, you can stream Super Nintendo.
See, I know the Black Magic did everything.
Yeah.
But I thought
Elgato.
all this time, I thought Elgato was HDMI only. I didn't even know if it would do component.
Yeah, it can do component. You just need to buy the extra cords for it.
No, or just
I have an Avermedia Extreme Cap U3 that is for component and HDMI. I have the Dazzle for composite.
like if you buy now a Elgato, like how I did, I got everything for every system besides of handheld.
Oh yeah, that's why we need 3DS capture boards. Now I can potentially buy capture boards for both myself and Ellie, but
my HD PVR is in my closet. It's in my closet on like the top shelf because I don't need it.
Now here's what's concerning me. If Loopy does come back and has those boards for new 3DS, I'm wondering how much they're gonna cost compared to the standard capture boards that he was making for the standard 3DSs.
Why isn't the Dazzle a good capture card? Because it only captures composite and S video.
Yeah,
you can't go above 480p.
Yeah, you cannot use Dazzles to record or do streams off of, let's say, the Wii U, the Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One. You can't do any of that with a Dazzle.
Yeah, like all the modern systems only do HDMI.
Yeah, with capture cards like Elgato or Evermedia or Hauppauge, you can do everything. Like to the HD systems, to the old school systems, like everything.
Can I go around you?
Like the new capture cards like Elgato and such are a lot more versatile, so your options are a lot more expanded.
No, I did not get the bike. I really don't need it because I can super speed.
Don't you need flash?
Flash. In Gen 1. Flash is literally the most useless move in HM in this game.
If you say so.
Dude, in caves, like the modern systems, you have a black circle around. Well, the circle around you is lit, everything else is black. Here, you're in the middle of the screen. You can see the ladder and the outlines of all the walls. The only thing you can't see is trainers. You can see everything else.
I guess.
Oops.
So it's best to assume that Loopy is off the radar because he's making new capture cards. Yeah, that's what he said, but it's been so long since he's been off the radar. It's kind of hard to imagine that that's the only reason why he hasn't been back in a while.
Like, think about it, guys. If you were making 150 a pop off of each of these capture cards, because that's how much, like, he does all the labor and all himself. So he doesn't pay anyone else to make it and then ship it. He does it all himself. All he has to do is order the parts and put it together.
Yeah. I guess he did say he needed a break too, but
you can't see items though. Pfft, items.
Yeah, who needs TMs, right?
Who needs anything that you find in a cave? Tell me one good thing I can find in this cave and I'll consider it.
So what's a good cheap capture card?
Define
Elgato's
cheap.
not. Yeah. Define cheap, because like what's your price range?
Because if it's 50 to 100, honestly, Dazzle's the best you can get.
Yeah, really.
If it's above 100, it's either the Evermedia or the Elgato. It depends on the compatibility with your computer.
Yeah.
If you have USB 3.0, you can use the Evermedia. If all you have is 2.0, you can only use the Elgato.
Like if you're willing to spend
Right.
more than $100, then go for Elgato or Evermedia.
Advertising other streams is very disrespectful. Please don't do that.
Wait, who did that?
Someone already timed out.
Okay. Under 200? Yeah, then go for
The Evermedia or the Elgato, both of them are 170 bucks.
yeah, and they're really good. Like in terms of streaming software, then those are probably some of the best cards that you can get.
They can both do 1080p 60 frames per second, but as far as like streaming and recording, like there's a 2-second delay for the Elgato and there's no delay for the Evermedia.
But if you use OBS Studio or some kind of, or using OBS Studio helps you sync up the massive delay that Elgato has in terms of recording. So
Like if I streaming, I have like to sync up my Elgato to -10. I don't know why. I believe it did automatically, and I don't need to change anything because everything by me is in sync. But I had to put my Elgato to -10.
I like how this guy says, hit me with your best shot. When you beat him, he says, fire it away.
but yeah, I personally like the Elgato. I like how it looks. I like how it runs. So
Yeah, by me everything is okay.
I got the Evermedia Extreme Cap U3. I've never upgraded or downgraded since. There's nothing better than it besides an internal capture card, which I don't feel like buying an internal capture card and then physically installing it into my computer.
EQHC, Evermedia, and Elgato are both very reliable for console games. So either or, it just depends on whichever one that you can find that might be cheaper than the other. But both are really good for consoles. Like those, Elgato and Evermedia are probably the best that you can get.
The Evermedia is the best. Like as far as external capture cards, the Evermedia Extreme Cap U3 is the best. But internal, Elgato actually has like the HD60 Pro or something? Like it's
yeah.
Is that actually what it's called, or is that the external?
I think it's Pro. Well, they have an external HD60, but I don't know what the internal's called. It might be Pro.
If the internal's Pro, then that's what it is, and it's the same price, but you have to install, like, it goes inside your computer.
Yeah, so not recommended for laptops unless you know someone who can take it
I
apart
don't even think you can
and put it back
on
together.
laptops.
So if I have a USB 2.0, I can only get the Elgato. Yeah, but like I said, Elgato works and runs super well, so you'll be getting your money's worth.
And again, wait. Yeah, if you only have USB 2.0, you can only get the Elgato. The thing about the Evermedia is that there's no delay, and the only way to make it no delay is to have faster, like, power and all that stuff to your computer. So that's why if you have 3.0, you can use the Evermedia. If you don't, you have to use the Elgato because the Evermedia won't even work.
So yeah, go for the Elgato. Like whether you want the HD standard or the HD60, I guess that's completely up to preference. But I don't think that the HD60 can record. I don't think the HD60 has cords that can do composite consoles. So if you want a capture board with more versatility, then go for the standard HD.
The reason I don't recommend that, it's up to you. Again, it's all up to preference. The reason I don't recommend that is because it can only capture 30 frames.
Well, I mean,
720p 60, 1080p 30, and to me,
I mean, it'll still look good. I mean, if you don't care about your gameplay playback running in 60 frames, then
again, like I said, it's all up to preference. But me, the reason I never got an Elgato ever was because at the time, I didn't see the point of upgrading from 720p to 1080 if it was going to be 30 frames. I preferred a smooth video than, like, if you watch a video in 30 frames and then watch somebody else who uploads in 60 frames, you will notice the difference. And if you don't, you have a crappy video card and all that stuff. Like, just straight up. Like, 30 and 60 frames, huge difference.
But again, that's all up to preference. It's like I like having options, which is why I went for 30 frames. Or why
I like the max quality possible, which is why I went for the Evermedia. The only reason I have the Dazzle still is because it was my first capture card, and because I wasn't partnered or anything, I didn't even know that existed. So I literally got a Dazzle just so I could capture stuff like without a camera. And then as soon as I got partnered, I got an HD PVR because that was one of the best on the market. Then the Elgato came around and I was like, nah. Then the Evermedia came around, I was like, 1080p, 60 frames, no lag, best external capture card, mine. Literally, I found, like, okay, I found it. Like, I was looking for capture cards and everyone was telling me it doesn't exist, and I finally found the Evermedia. And, like, I think I was just on Amazon searching, like, capture card, 1080p, 60 FPS, and the Evermedia came up. And I was like, dude, I'm looking at one right now that says it can do all of that. And I think it was Kobe who was like, let me see. And I showed him the link, and he's like, it's the same price as the Elgato, and it says that you could do it. And I was like, all right, dude, if you really want it, buy it. Tell me if it works. If it works, I'm buying it. He bought it. 2 days later, he got it. He said it worked. I bought it. 2 days later, I got it. Because we both have Amazon Prime. So within 4 days of finding it, I already had it, and it was the best.
I won't say the HD PVR is bad.
I do.
I mean, because I know someone who has an HD PVR and it kind of works for them. I'm only gonna say it's bad for streaming.
It's just bad. Period. It's middle ground. There's no reason to have it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's nowhere near as good as the Elgato or Evermedia.
Dazzle is best for composite. Evermedia is best for HD. There's no reason to get an HD PVR because all you can capture is composite and component. In component, you can't capture in 1080p.
Ellie, you already have a Mew, right?
Yeah. It would be anyways region locked.
Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm just saying, like, if you, I just didn't know if you had one.
Like I said, my HD PVR is in my closet. I'm never using it again. If something happens to my Evermedia, I'm buying another Evermedia. I'm never using my HD PVR again. And I don't want to be the guy who gives a friend or somebody a not up to par capture card.
Well, yeah, that's understandable.
Why are you asking me if I have already a Mew?
Because I remembered you making a tweet, and I was just trying to double check.
Ionic.
Yeah, I did. Like, I got it as I was on my back way home. Next week is Celebi, or next month. Yes, Celebi. After that is Ryuashi, then come Darkrai. I believe your favorite Pokemon plant will come out the end of December.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wait, December of this year?
Yeah, it will be every month you get a legendary Pokemon.
What?
Wait, what was this
From
one
the
again?
like Pokemon have like this Pokemon event, and from the 1st to the 24th you can get a code from a level 100 legendary Pokemon from GameStop.
I'm not looking for a capture card for streaming. I'm looking for one for my YouTube channel. Well, yeah, still getting Elgato.
The same applies.
Yeah, still getting Elgato or an Evermedia.
Like, if you guys have like GameStop in the near, from the every month now, from the 1st to 24, you get a legendary Pokemon code.
Like, if you need me to repeat something, feel free to get me to repeat it, but I've literally said everything you need to know about all the capture cards.